All right, so let's jump right in. So I'm just cleaning the top of the glitter. I've already put my solution in glitter inside the tumbler. And so now I'm just taking a cotton ball with some alcohol on there and just cleaning the top, or well, the bottom of the tumbler really well. And then I'm gonna go ahead and grab some paper towel and just make sure that is completely dry before I put my resin on there. And so I'm gonna go ahead and get my UV lamp ready to go. So I'm just plugging that in. And then I'm also gonna use a piece of 3M tape, and I'm just gonna cut it on a angle, or kind of like a, not an angle, on like a little circle or a half circle, just so it'll fit into the rim of the tumbler perfectly over that hole. So I just kind of trim that piece of tape down to fit in there, and then I'll just go ahead and apply that right over the hole. And again, just making sure that it's completely dry in that area so the tape adheres to it well. And so I'm just putting it right up against the rim of the tumbler, covering that hole and just pressing it down just to make sure it is sticking really good. And so I'm gonna go ahead and apply my UV resin and pull my light over. And the resin that I'm using is from Resin Rockers. And so I just pour that over the top, and I'm just gonna get a little stick so that I can spread out the resin evenly, so it look like a little popsicle stick. And just making sure it's up against the edges really good, and then just smoothing it around just so it looks, nice and even and smooth at the bottom. Now I will be putting a second layer, so this is just the first layer, and it's kind of a thin layer. The next layer will be a little bit thicker. And so I'm going to go ahead and set that under the UV lamp. And while that is under there, I'm going to just grab a small little cup, like a little medicine cup. And I'm actually going to mix my UV resin with some glitter in there. So I just start by pouring some resin in there. And I'm going to grab my glitter. And the glitter that I'm using is called Frosty's Meltdown from Glitter Makes It. And I just poured just a little bit. You don't need a whole lot. And just mix that together. And you don't necessarily have to do this. You can just do the UV resin. But I just like to have like that little glitter bottom at the bottom of the tumbler, just to kind of make it seem seamless with the rest of the tumbler. And so I'm just adding in a little bit more because it was a little bit thicker than I wanted it. So I'm just adding a little bit more resin. And that's the resin that I'm using. And just mixing that in good, making sure all my glitter and everything is mixed in really good. And once my light goes off, then I'll go ahead and pour that on top and repeat the same process over again. And I will have another video that I'll be doing showing how I created a rhinestone and glitter decal to put on the lid of the tumbler as well. And I believe I have my UV light. It's either for 3 minutes or 5 minutes. So there, I'm just showing you how the glitter looks in the resin. So my light finally went off and it looks good to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pour that right on top. And so again, I'm just taking my stick and just smoothing it out, just making sure it's up against the edges and that it's, pretty even within that bottom rim of the cup. And so I'm gonna go ahead and put my lamp back on for about 5 minutes. And I'm trying to show you how it looks, but I don't want to tilt it. Otherwise, then it'll shift my resin. But yeah, that's how it looks once you put that final coat of resin on. And then so I'm gonna just put my heat lamp on there and set that to the side and let that cure. And then I'll be good to go with my tumbler. Have any questions, please ask below. Thanks for watching.